If somebody called me a hero, I think I'd have a pretty hard time with that. I met other people that have done extremely fantastic things, more dangerous things than I did, more selfless things. My name is Petty Officer First Class Charles Bressette, and I'm a Weapons Engineering Technician Manager. I just got back from a deployment, and then my chief called me into the office and asked me if I wanted to go to the recruiting center. I kind of asked how much time I had. He said about 5 minutes to make a decision. And I called my wife, and I made sure it was okay with her. And then a few months later, I was in Toronto. So March 14, 2016, at the recruiting center. It was a Monday morning. So I was working the front desk, answering emails, answering people's phone calls. And then, kind of out of nowhere, Corporal Kong was sitting at the security desk. A man approached him and immediately started to punch him in the head and attack him. He was pretty big. He was probably about 220, 6'2". I jumped over the desk, yelled at him to stop. He had pulled a knife out, probably a foot-long knife out of folder, and attacked Corporal Kong. I grabbed a chair and we started to bring his attention towards me. He kind of ran past me. He saw some other members. He ran after them, told a couple other members to call 911. He actually tried to attack the back of Sergeant Gearhart's head with a knife and missed. And then he turned around and actually stabbed Mess Corporal Castillo in the stomach. He chased a few other members into the back, but they had secured themselves. When he came out of that room, I tried to throw a garbage can at him, but it didn't really faze him. I threw the photocopier at him, which knocked him down. Sergeant Carstino's forced the person down to the ground, and when that happened, the knife kind of came loose. We just secured the person until the police came. Immediately after the actual incident happened, I was just kind of edgy. There's a few incidents where I was just uncomfortable, and I kind of had very quick reactions. So it was kind of bottling up my emotions. I just kind of broke down to my wife one day in Halifax, CP Halifax. I walked into the 5th floor, which is our mental health services area. The person who talked to me, she helped me get perspective on what happened and find ways to kind of deal with it. We're here to defend Canada, defend the people of Canada, and we did what we had to do. At the point where we disarmed him, at that point there was no longer a threat. It's really up to the Canadian justice system and the Canadian government to ensure that he is prosecuted properly. I think that speaks to Canadian values because it's us doing what's necessary to stop the threat, but not crossing that line. What makes us better than our enemies is that we try to keep that in mind. We're very lucky to be born in Canada, where we are and have the opportunities we're given, and some of the people, even our enemies, they weren't given those opportunities. We can still do what's required, still complete the mission, but have a bit of empathy there at the same time.